How's that for efficiency? So this is part 2 of my end of year 2019 Blu-ray update video. And the first part, which was my Merry Masters of Cinema Blu-ray update video, Christmas presents I got from a family that were in the Masters of Cinema range for the most part. My cat is eyeing up the lights. That's it. Keep moving. Keep moving. Okay. So that first part, the one before this one, was recorded at 11:30 at night on the 31st December 2019. I then ran out at 5 to 12, celebrated with family, said Happy New Year, had a couple of drinks. I'm now back here, 12:30, 30 minutes into 2020. I'm about to do the second part, the Blu-ray update. Again, how's that for efficiency? But it's not often I do videos when I'm slightly tipsy, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this is a big stack of stuff. Some Poundland stuff that I got before Christmas, and a whole bunch of HMV sale stuff that I got with Christmas money. There's 3 really cool newish releases I'll leave till the end, but the rest are all kind of Poundlandy kind of prices stuff. Yeah, so we'll just dive in, no particular order. This one is Huntsman. Is it the Huntsman Winter's War? So I haven't seen this, and I very much enjoyed the first one, Snow White and the Huntsman. That was one of the films that came out 2012, and me and Connie went to see it because it was just a film to see. We weren't particularly interested in it beyond anything than, you know, it's a big blockbuster, and we really enjoyed it. I really like that film. I have it on Blu-ray somewhere in a nice steelbook. Haven't revisited it since it came out, but I really liked Chris Hemsworth's Huntsman character. When did this come out, the sequel? 2016. So this brings back Chris Hemsworth and Charlize Theron, who I love both of them actually, and then adds Emily Blunt and Jessica Chastain, who I think are 2 great actresses. So I have high hopes on this being an enjoyable action film and nothing much more than that. But I thought, yeah, I'll pick that up for £2 from Poundland and check it out. It's also an extended edition along with the theatrical version. But yeah, I'm not sure what the story is, if it's a sequel or a prequel to the Snow White film, but I'm sure I'll find out in due course. The next one, this is a really good film. This is one that, again, we went to see around, I think it was 2012 again, actually. Yeah, this came out in 2012, and it was just another new release film to see. We had our unlimited cards, so we were seeing a lot of new release stuff, and this was one of them. It is Paranormal Activity £2. I mean, Paranormal Activity 3. You can't see that because the sticker's over it, but this is the 3rd Paranormal Activity. It includes the extended director's cut, along with the theatrical version. So what I loved about this is that it's set in the 80s, or at least the early 90s. Does it say on the back here? Takes you back to where it all began. I like these movies, I really do. I think I've only seen the first 3, but I know there's been some like ancillary, like kind of tertiary films in the series, like, you know, spin-offs and whatnot. But here we go, September 24th, 1988. So you see that in the kind of the time code on the bottom of the screen there. So what I loved about this film was that the cameras that were used, or at least the cameras that they're trying to emulate being used in the film for the found footage element, are very similar to the camera, my very first camera that I got when I was 11 years old, even down to like the noise it makes when it's focusing. So it was such like a burst of nostalgia to me. But I really liked it. I really liked how they played this one out. I can't remember much about the second one, but I really liked the first and 3rd Paranormal Activity movie, so I thought I would grab that and pick it up. Okay, so there are 3 films in this pile that I already have that I bought for slipcover reasons. It's pretty abysmal, so I'll leave those to one side and show you at the end. So this one is a film that's in the book 1,001 Movies You Must See Before You Die. It's one of the more recent ones, at least the version that I work my 1001 Movies series from is the 2011 edition. So for that book, which is almost 10 years out of date at this point, it was one of the more recent films included, and it is the 2010 documentary Senna. I forget the guy's full name. Ayrton Senna, a Brazilian motor racing legend who tragically died quite young, and I don't know really anything about him, but this has an audio commentary, a radio interview, and family home videos of Senna. And I think this also includes a special extended version. Okay, pretty cool. So, doesn't say how long the extended cut is, but yeah, nevertheless, it's one I've always wanted to see, and I love documentaries, so that will go in the 1,001 Movies shelf. I'll leave that to one side. I'll also leave this to one side because it's such a great film. And that one, see, I like to kind of like arrange these updates in like order of how good they are and like what I have to say about them. So I'll try and do that now on the fly. Okay, so this one, we're now getting to the HMV sales stuff. This is Tom Cruise in Jack Reacher. Never been interested in this film. Just have never been interested in it. It came out, couldn't give a flying fuck. So why did I buy it now? Well, I just recently listened to like 6 hours worth of director Christopher McQuarrie talking about the most recent Mission Impossible film, Mission Impossible Fallout. He did 2 episodes on the Empire podcast, like 6+ hours, and I just loved hearing his thoughts on movie making and making the Mission Impossible films. And every now and then he would reference this film Jack Reacher, which he also directed with Tom Cruise. And so I thought, wow, if it's written and directed by McQuarrie, I think I should check it out. £2.49, a very good price, I think. And it does have a commentary with Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie, which they do on the recent Mission Impossible film. I've listened to that one as well. Really enjoyed that. So that was kind of part of my rationale. Like, oh, it has an audio commentary too with the 2 guys I really like. Now, there's something I wanted to say about this, and it's gone. What was I going to say? Again, the perils of drinking and then making a video. So I say drinking. I had one very big glass of Fireball and Coke, but it was a lot more than I usually have. Oh yes, Werner Herzog. Is this the one Werner Herzog is in? It is, yes. I've seen the scene in this where he talks about the guy who has to bite his own fingers off, and I just love Werner Herzog, so that was another part of my reasoning of picking that up. Though I will say with Christopher McQuarrie, I messaged him on Twitter the other day. He said, like, okay, I've got some time, ask me anything. And I asked him, do you like silent films? And his reply was, I like any film that engages me. And I thought, like, what a dickhead answer. Like, obviously, like, so that's kind of like soured me a little bit on Christopher McQuarrie, where it was like, it was such a simple answer, no, I don't watch many of them, or yeah, I like this one, and it was like, I like any film that engages me. It's just a bit of a dickish answer, I thought, but anyway, I still love McQuarrie, and we'll definitely check that out. And you're going to be moaning now, aren't you? Yeah. What do you want me to do? I just gave you food. This one goes for the Michael Keaton collection. This was down to $2.99. It is Robocop. Not much of a Michael Keaton film, but he is in this. And this was around the time of Michael Keaton's big resurgence. I think 2014 he did quite a few films. He did this, Need for Speed, and then obviously Birdman. And it was at the tail end of me doing my Michael Keaton month, which is still one of my favorite things I've done on my channel. Back in 2013, I watched and reviewed every film Michael Keaton's ever been in, and then once that series finished, it seemed like he was suddenly working a lot more again, and this is one of the films that he did. This is, of course, a remake of Robocop, and it's pretty good. I like it. It's not a great film, but it's really enjoyable. For £3, that's pretty much a Poundland price. Definitely, it's a really good cast as well. We've got Gary Oldman, Samuel L. Jackson, and Joel Kinnaman plays Robocop. The scene that I really like about this is when they show him inside the or outside of the suit, and it's just like his head on the body. It's a really like graphic kind of idea. Like you can tell it's CGI and stuff, but it's like I don't know. I just thought it was a really striking visual that you could only really achieve with really good CGI, I think. But yeah, I mean, not a patch on the original whatsoever, but definitely a film to add to the Michael Keaton collection, and I might watch it again one day, who knows. I'll leave that one to the side as well. So just getting through all the ones that I'm not too... See, that makes it sound really bad. I'll stop sorting them and trying to faff around. So this, I almost regret buying this because I feel like at some point we're going to get a complete series box set that's going to be really cool and I'm going to want it. But if there isn't, then at least this is a really nice slipcover release of one of my favorite shows, Better Call Saul. This is season 2. And this was down to $3.99. I mean, these season sets are usually pretty expensive. The first season has been all over Poundland, so I've already picked that up on Blu-ray for I think it was £1, actually, before they bumped the prices up in Poundland for Blu-rays to £2. But this is a really nice textured slipcover, and these releases are fucking stacked. I mean, there's just like audio commentaries in every episode. There's just like all sorts of behind the scenes stuff. I mean, there's like a whole list of special features, then the Blu-ray exclusives, commercials, you know, behind the scenes stuff. They really go all in on the special features on these. They know how much the fans love them, and they absolutely just pack these discs to the bursting brim, and I love it. So this is a phenomenal show. If you're a Breaking Bad fan, you've never seen this, holy shit, get on it, because it's just as good, if not better. I say better because you don't have in this show the explosive elements of Breaking Bad, sometimes quite literally, but the drama is almost more gripping and involving at a more deeper level for the characters. It was a show I never expected to work as well as it does, and it's just such an amazing continuation and addition to the Breaking Bad world. And yeah, I can't wait to sit down and watch all of this again, because it's just dynamite stuff. It really is. Such an incredible show. This is a really good film from, I think it was 2016, perhaps? Or 2014. Okay, this is quite a few years, like 5 years ago now. And this is another one that was a really good film, and definitely one I wouldn't want to pay too much for. So £3 down from 8. St. Vincent, Bill Murray, and also what's Naomi Watts. Yeah, I wasn't as much of a Naomi Watts. I'll leave that one in for free. Wow, I almost couldn't even say I'll leave that one in for free. I slurred over that as well. What was I even going with? I'm going to leave all this in. Fuck it. I wasn't that big of a Naomi Watts fan. That's all I need to do is just slow down the speech and kind of focus on the diction more. I wasn't that much. I wasn't that big of a Naomi Watts fan when I first saw this. Now I'm really quite into her. I've seen her in Twin Peaks: The Return, which is an amazing film. Graham, if you're watching, but also Mulholland Drive. I think she's a wonderful actress. Well, I've kind of slept on a little bit, and she plays a really wacky role in this. I'm intrigued to go back and see it again. But Bill Murray is great in this, and Melissa McCarthy. Like pretty much every comic actor, you know, if they know how to make you laugh, they're pretty damn good and will surprise you in a dramatic role. She is the straight woman in this, and I really like that. Chris O'Dowd as well, who's usually, you know, dependable to play a pretty good part. But I just really like the relationship between Bill Murray and the kid in this. Oh, wait, is that? That's not. I think that's Bill from It Chapter 1. Oh, interesting. So another reason to go back to this. I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, Jaden Lee Bearer. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm pretty sure that is, yeah. But yeah, and this is one of the films that has a really interesting ending credits scene. The end credits of this film is literally just Bill Murray lying on like a sun lounger, listening to a song and like singing along to it. It's you know, it's a film where you can't turn the credits off, and I really like that. But it's a really good film, St. Vincent. I recommend people check it out. This one, I almost wish it was a little bit cheaper, which feels like such a horrible thing to say because this is such a great film. But it is $3.99, down from $7.99, and it is a film I have mixed feelings on because the lead performance in this won Best Actor in a year where I really wanted Michael Keaton to win his Oscar, and I remember how heartbreaking it was to see him stand up and put his speech back in his pocket when he didn't win the Oscar. But it was one of those things where I just said, nah, fair play. This was probably the best performance of that year, as far as the male actors were concerned, and it is The Theory of Everything. Eddie Redmayne playing Stephen Hawking. Wonderful film. I actually feel like Felicity Jones impresses me more in this film, playing Stephen Hawking's wife. It's a much quieter performance, but I thought she was so utterly brilliant in conveying that person. You know, and it's just one of those performances where, I don't know, I feel like it didn't get enough. I think it was nominated for an Oscar, but, you know, sometimes I get drawn into performances that aren't as showy and flashy as, say, Stephen Hawking, but he did a great job. He really did. I think it's a wonderful film. I absolutely loved it, and yeah, I will definitely watch it again, and it's definitely one I wanted to own as well. So, yeah, The Theory of Everything basically tells the life story of Stephen Hawking, and I thought it was a really touching film. This one was one of those buy it with something else in HMV and get it reduced. So it was $4.99 with any purchase. It is the Ultimate Edition of Cats, because I just went to see the new version of Cats, and I think it might be one of my favorite films of all time now. So I want to see the original, and of course I am joking. I didn't go and see the new version of Cats because it is being absolutely trashed, and apparently it got released without the effects done. They had to kind of patch the movie, which is just ridiculous. But Connie loves this. I don't know if this is the version she grew up on watching, but she loves like the stage version that she has somehow seen maybe on TV or something. So this is it came out in 1998, and I think it stars kind of the cast who were part of the original production. I'm not too sure, but from what I understand, this is like the stage version filmed in like I guess about 2 hours long. So there's also like 2+ hours of behind the scenes bonus features. This is one that I'll watch with Connie. She really wants me to see it and experience it, so hey, maybe we can actually watch this in one of the 24-hour movie marathons, even though it's not a movie. Love breaking the rules either way. I'll put these to one side as well. There's a couple more at the bottom. Oh, this is a great price for a great film. I think $2.99 down from $7.99. We saw this in the cinema in Norway, and we had to go and see it in like a deluxe screening. So there's like these big like leather seats and stuff, and it was a bit pricey. But yeah, that was the only time we went into that kind of, you know, the deluxe VIP room. So I'll always remember that. But this is just like a really random film that I ended up really just loving pretty much everything about. You know, it's not an amazing film, but it's just a really entertaining. This is just, you know, like one of those films that is just like, it's only there to entertain you. It's only there to give you a good time and leave you with a smile on your face when you're leaving the cinema, and it completely delivers on that, and it is Logan Lucky. I think this came out the same year as Logan. I think it did. I think it's a 2017 film, yeah. But Logan Lucky with Daniel Craig just having the time of his life, it seems, playing this southern... well, he's not. Is he an explosive expert, or is he a bank robbing expert? I can't remember exactly. I forgot his character's name is Joe Bang. Yeah, but he's like an explosive expert. Yeah. So these kind of these guys are planning to rip off this motorway. There's like all this money underneath the track and stuff, and we have Channing Tatum and Adam Driver playing brothers, I believe. Adam Driver has one arm. You know, I love Adam Driver. He's one of my favorite actors. I think most people say that these days. He's just such a great actor, and he's such a funny deadpan performance in this. Oh, the camera has gone. How can we amend this? Where is the charger? That is the question. Okay, my camera ran out. The battery, I think. So I think wow, this looks way too bright. Is the lighting consistent with the previous take? I don't know. We'll just have to roll with it. So I think I was saying that Adam Driver, most people can say that he's, you know, I think most people can kind of agree he's a pretty damn good actor. He's been doing some great stuff recently, particularly in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. But the more I see of him, the more I like him, and he really has some good comedic chops, I think. And he plays a really funny deadpan role, while Daniel Craig is just chewing the scenery and spitting it out of the camera at every possible turn. Really, really fun film. And there's a scene in this where Channing Tatum's daughter sings Country Roads, and it was like, I think, one of 3 or 4 movies in 2017 that used Country Roads as part of like a plot point. There was at least Kingsman, the second one, and then Alien Covenant. And it was just like, wow, people are really loving fucking Country Roads in 2017 for some reason. This is another film that was kind of like big Oscar buzz and all that kind of thing, like Theory of Everything. I think it won... No, it only says in the back here, 3 BAFTA wins, 3 Golden Globes. I'm not sure about the Oscars, or who cares anyway. It is American Hustle. So this is down to $1.99, so again, it's Poundland prices. Nice slipcover, complete fingerprint magnet though, unfortunately. This is a really good film. I really enjoyed it. That was like the kind of period where it just seemed like David O. Russell. Was it David O. Russell? Yeah, it seemed like he was just going to like dominate Hollywood. You know, he came out with Silver Linings Playbook, and then this the year afterwards, and it was like, holy shit. And then it just kind of, I don't know, what else did he do after that? I'm not too sure. But this was like really entertaining film. You can tell the cast are having a great time. And you've got, you know, Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, Christian Bale, Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, it was such an entertaining film, and I think I watched it on like an Oscar screener, so I haven't seen this in full quality yet either. So American Hustle, there we go. Thought I'd grab that because I did really enjoy it when it came out. I haven't seen it since then. Another Poundland priced title from HMV, and this is I'd say an underrated film. I'd say a misunderstood film. I thought this was a brilliant movie, and it is Southport, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Rachel McAdams, who is another actress who I feel like I've slept on a little bit. Once Game Night came out, I was like, I love Rachel McAdams, she's great. So I've kind of seen her in more things and just thought, wow, I really like her as an actress. So another film I'm looking forward to revisiting now that I have more of a fandom for the actor, if that's the right way to put it. You know, I have more of a vested interest in seeing this person play a particular character, even though she doesn't have a big role to play in the film, but she certainly is a central part of the story. And Jake Gyllenhaal plays a boxer who has to overcome a lot of stuff. This was one of those films in like a cycle of films that seemed to be really priming Jake Gyllenhaal to kind of, you know, just hit superstardom. Not that he wasn't a star already, but I mean, he did. Where did it start? For me, it was Prisoners, 2013. It was like, holy fuck, he can act. Like, I didn't realize how good of an actor he was. The year after that, he did Nightcrawler, and it's like, holy shit, like, he's just like, boom, right out of the, you know, just completely smashing it with these incredible performances. I think this was the one after that, so this was like the next one. Now he plays a boxer, and it was just like, wow. But it wasn't an amazing film, but I thought it was a really, really good film. I really enjoyed it. Haven't really thought about it much since then, but for £2, absolutely. A nice slipcover as well. A couple of Q&As and kind of deleted scenes on here. Really, really like this film a lot. So yeah, definitely one. As soon as I saw it for £2, I was like, absolutely, definitely one. And I love Jake Gyllenhaal. Just something about him in this past decade. I think the 2010s, he's really done some incredible stuff. Right, now we move. There's still quite a few things left. Okay, this one. Another HMV sale title down to £4. And this was kind of the follow-up, I feel, to The Theory of Everything, where Eddie Redmayne was again being pushed for the Best Actor Oscar, and it is The Danish Girl, with a really nice slipcover. So, yeah, the title's embossed. Very nice, subtle gold effect on the title there. Really, really nice. I thought this was a really sweet film, but I thought that Alicia Vikander kind of stole it, really, as the supportive... I don't know if she was his wife, or if just his partner, but she plays the supportive partner of this man who decides that, or you know, realizes that he is meant to be a woman, and so he begins his transition in a period of time where, you know, that really wasn't done, and he has to go through a lot of, you know, painful procedures to have this done. And I think I'm trying to remember now, because I only saw it once when it came out, and I thought it was a really great film. I think I remember feeling that Eddie Redmayne was really sweet and tender and affecting when he was playing, you know, the female version of himself. And I forget the character's name. I think it's based on a true story, actually. Gerda Einar, yeah. So when I think his female name was Lily. Yes, transgender pioneer Lily Elby. So when he's playing Einar, before he's like transitioning, there's something kind of off about him. I don't know, there's something uncomfortable about him. I don't know, it was almost hard to watch him. Maybe that's kind of the point, that he was uncomfortable in his own skin. But when he became Lily, I just thought there was something so sweet about the performance. So it was kind of I'm trying to talk seriously about a film here. So I thought that was, you know, I really liked that. But really, Alicia Vikander, and she did actually win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. I think that she's a wonderful actress, and she's great in this film. Alright, so 3 more here. Actually, 4 more. Gee, there's so many Blu-rays. I need to stop. I need to calm down. So these are the 3 20th Century Fox releases that I picked up from Poundland. The first one, actually, is from One Below, which is, I believe, used to be Pound World. And they sell Blu-rays still at £1. And this one is Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Never seen this. But I already have this. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to grab it off the shelf now and show you just how stupid of a human being I really am. So here we have the Blu-ray that I got from Poundland maybe a year or 2 ago. But it has a slipcover, so I bought it again, and I'll obviously try and sell this one. But you know, what did it for me was that it matches the other film, which I have with the slipcover. So it's like a really nice matching set, see? Never seen the films, but it's a nice match, like a nice textured slipcover and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I just really like the way... Oh, I didn't even realize they kind of match really perfectly on the spines as well, so... What can I say? So there we go, that's Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. And 2 more of the same. I got X-Men Days of Future Past because I don't have a slipcover for this one. It's like nicely embossed and everything. And finally, again, we have Independence Day Resurgence with a nice embossed slipcover. Yeah. Anyway. Here's one I didn't already have from Poundland. And it is Hereditary, which I was like, holy shit, really? This was, I think, one of the best films of 2018. And a film I have a tough relationship with. When I saw it, I thought, that is one of the best horror films I've ever seen. I don't know if I would ever want to watch it again. And now that I'm removed by a year and a half from watching it, I do think obviously I think I'll watch it again because I bought it on Blu-ray. My brother did get me this for Christmas, I think a year ago, but it was DVD. So I jumped at the chance to get the Blu-ray for £2 and with a slipcover as well. It goes nicely with his most recent film, Midsummer. So I have kind of both of Ari Aster's movies on Blu-ray with a nice slipcover. But this is the only film next to The Exorcist that has made me feel such a continuous sense of dread. Like, I was literally like this for 2 hours, like, you know, just like almost holding my breath. I mean, obviously it doesn't happen instantaneously, but there's just such a fucking energy to this film that is just really unsettling and raw. Yeah, Hereditary. I think it's great. And it's one that it's not one you're going to throw on all the time, but there you go. Now, finally, I have 3 more titles to show you that all kind of part and parcel of the same thing. I don't know anything about any of the 3 of them, so I'm just going to show you them all kind of in rapid fire, quick succession. But I had like Christmas money to spend on Blu-rays. I was in HMV, I was thinking, what do I get? I got this and I got that. I got a lot of sales stuff like you just saw. And I thought, well, I want to get something like, you know, pricey and kind of substantial, not just these kind of cheap studio releases. And I was looking, and there was this steelbook for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a film I enjoyed very much, but had mixed feelings over, and I thought I could get the steelbook and I could complete my Quentin Tarantino steelbook collection. Perfect. But they only do it in 4K, so it was like £30, and the artwork was just and I just thought, do I really want to spend £30, Christmas money or no, on this one film that I don't think the steelbook artwork is all that, and it's 4K, which I don't have yet anyway? Like, I'm not sure. And I just was umming and ahhing about it, and I thought there's nothing else really, and I was just like, sweeped around HMV one more time, and I just looked down and I thought, oh shit, I forgot this was released, and that was released, and that was released, and there's 3 new releases here, and they're all stunning. I love the artwork on all 3 of these, and 88 Films is just absolutely slaying it with the Jackie Chan releases. We have the 3 latest 88 Films releases of some Jackie Chan films. So, we have The Protector. And we also have Crime Story. I love the art. It's so colourful and vivid, and there's been a bit of back and forth on the Blu-ray forums where there's been quite a lot of interactivity with the people behind these releases, where they've kind of said, okay, this is the artwork, and the Blu-ray.com community has been like, that's fucking awful. You know, and so like 88 Films have been like, alright, let's do something else. And it might not be with these releases, but definitely with their upcoming release of Dragons Forever, there's been a lot of back and forth of, you know, like that artwork isn't, you know, really critical stuff. But they've kind of been really accommodating to fans, and I think people are really appreciating it. And the last one is Miracles, which I believe is also called the Canton Godfather. So I just love the artwork on all 3 of these releases. Nice slipcovers. I believe there's like different artwork underneath. I haven't opened them yet, and they're all brimming with special features. That they come from 4K restorations, I believe. Yeah. Oh wow. So there's actually 4K restorations of the original Hong Kong cuts. Of this film, Miracles, and also a 4K restoration of the international cut. One's called Miracles, one is called Mr. Canton and Lady Rose. They've got like alternate Cantonese soundtrack, classic English dub, teasers, alternate title sequence, featurette, double-sided artwork. So actually there's two versions of artwork on the inside as well, with the original Hong Kong poster art and the international poster art. So they're killing it with these releases, and I was more than happy to pay like full, probably even more price than you'd pay on their website itself. So this one was actually directed by Jackie Chan, from 1989. And if you're unaware, last year, so I guess it is currently last year, 2019, I did a big series called Project Jackie as part of Asian Cinema Season 2, and I've been devouring a lot of his classic movies that I'd never seen before, and so these just add to that, and I will be continuing Asian Cinema Season 2 in 2020. There'll be a Phase 2 of that series, and there will in turn be a Phase 2 of Project Jackie. I want to continue making more videos talking about his films. So the next one here, Crime Story. This was actually directed by Kirk Wong, and this is from 1993. So this one is a brand new 2K restoration. And there's there's not as many special features, but there's still a lot. There's like interviews and all sorts of stuff here, and the same thing, double-sided artwork with both Hong Kong and international poster artwork. And then finally, The Protector is from 1985. And this was directed by James Glickenhaus, who apparently gives a new interview on this release, and he's very transparent about the making of this movie, which is really interesting. So this one has, let's see, there's so many things it's hard to even find. This is a 2K restoration of the original USA release. New audio commentary, an alternate Hong Kong version, Jackie Chan's recut version of the film, which is only in standard definition, I believe. Yes. And then, so a new interview with the director, archival behind the scenes, all sorts of stuff here, and again, the original Hong Kong poster artwork. So these three releases are absolutely stunning, just on the outside, surface level. But I'm sure once I crack into them, I thought, awesome. And Dragons Forever, coming out in, I think, February, that is going to be an event release for me, because that features the three dragons, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yuan Biao. Don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I always get hung up on that. And also as Benny the Jet. I can't wait for Dragons Forever. But these three, I was definitely planning on picking them up. And knowing me, these will probably all go on sale at some point, and I'll kind of have wasted some money. But yeah, they look nice together, and awesome. And I love this style of artwork more than the other ones they did, like Dragon Fist and To Kill with Intrigue. There's a few more. It's good artwork, but I love this style more. I just love the kind of the blue, color scheme that bleeds into these gorgeous pieces of artwork. I think they're all by Kung Fu Bob. Yes, R.P. O'Brien, Kung Fu Bob. So there we go. That has been my final Blu-ray update for 2019, which was recorded in the first hour of 2020. So thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts down below on any of the films I've talked about. Let me know what you got for Christmas, what you got for New Year, Blu-ray wise, and I'll see you in the next video.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.